What is already becoming a very busy week for the White House, the administration found out today it is facing a federal lawsuit over the president's decision to block a multi-billion-dollar foreign takeover of U.S. Steel. Both U.S. Steel and Japan-based Nippon Steel are claiming that there was illegal political influence that violated due process rights. Last month, we heard from U.S. Steel employees who suggested the takeover was best and perhaps, in their view, their last hope to save their jobs.
Our transaction with Nippon Steel is the last and unfortunately the best hope to preserve and grow our integrated steelmaking and union jobs.
This incredible deal will solidify all of our jobs for decades to come.
The two companies said in a joint statement that the lawsuit represents their continued commitment to complete the transaction. The White House said in a statement that national security and trade experts determine the acquisition would create risk for American national security. It goes on to say the president will never hesitate to protect the security of this nation, its infrastructure, and its supply chains. The president-elect's team is responding to President Biden's executive order on drilling, saying it will, quote, drill, baby, drill. Let's bring in CBS News political reporter Aaron Navarro, who's following the president-elect, and he joins us from West Palm Beach, Florida. We're going to cover a lot of ground with you, Aaron. So the executive order was put in place to make it more difficult for Trump to undo. However, the incoming president's team says, first, I guess he says he's going to fight it. My question to you is, how is Trump responding to some of Biden's final moves in office? And how does Trump plan to undo this move and others?
Lindsay, good to be with you. You brought it up, drill, baby, drill. It's a big campaign promise that Trump made as a candidate that oil, gas, energy production in the U.S. will skyrocket on day one. This executive order cuts right into that promise. And while President Trump, when he is inaugurated as president, does have the power to issue executive orders that maybe undo some of his predecessors, as Biden did when he came in 2021, it might be a little bit more murky when it comes to oil and gas drilling. In 2019, Trump was blocked from oil and gas drilling in certain areas due to block and ban that President Obama had before him. And Trump was certainly frustrated about it. He posted on Truth Social earlier this afternoon that Biden is, quote, making the transition as difficult as possible to costly and ridiculous executive orders on the green new scam. So obviously it's a thorn in Trump's side as he's looking to get his agenda done right on day one.
Well, and I want to ask you about what we were also just talking about, the president-elect voicing opposition to Nippon Steel's $15 billion proposal to purchase U.S. Steel. I mean, that deal, as we mentioned, was blocked by President Biden last week. Both Nippon and U.S. Steel have filed lawsuits against the Biden administration for blocking the deal. Is there any chance the acquisition could happen under the Trump administration, which we know many of the people that he's putting in would be more business and merger and acquisition friendly, but maybe not toward this particular deal?
Trump had an interesting statement about this deal today that maybe suggests negotiations could continue. He argued that his planned mass tariffs on foreign countries could impact the viability of the deal and suggested indirectly that U.S. Steel could get more out of it after these tariffs. Trump wrote on Truth Social, quote, why would they want to sell U.S. Steel now when tariffs will make it a much more profitable and valuable company? President Biden, of course, has opposed this deal, but Trump and his former executive economic advisor told Politico today that a negotiation potentially could be on the cards.
And Donald Trump has said he plans to pardon many of the people who were involved in the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol 4 years ago. There are still roughly 200 cases that are pending in connection to the riots. What does his inauguration mean for the status of those cases? And is it still believed that he'll issue that order in really the first few hours of his presidency?
A big impact of his inauguration could potentially come maybe in the weeks after, when his Attorney General Pam Bondi is confirmed, and she is expected to close any further investigation when it comes to January 6th. So no more new cases. Now, Trump has said he's looking to pardon many of those on January 6th, but said that those who, quote, got out of control are likely not to be pardoned. It is not yet clear how extensive of a review Trump's transition team will look at these 200 cases of over 1,500 people who are accused of being at the Capitol and breaching the Capitol.
Okay, so real quick, you said that Pam Bondi would do no further action on any of those cases. What about people who are currently facing prison time or people who have been sentenced but have yet to report?
For those who had prior criminal records, it could get a bit murky, especially if they had more violent assault or violent charges on in their record. But Trump has not yet specified how he would filter out those on January 6th.
Okay, Aaron Navarro, thank you.